Scratching is making me itch. Ow! 1, 2, 3, run it.
Yeah.
What's going on here? We're back for another podcast. We got Chino Morales in the house,
JC,
right?
Chino. Hello.
What's up, man?
Hey.
You know what we're talking out there? You're from. How long you been in Pasadena, bro? Your whole life?
I not well, most of it. Most of my life.
Okay.
I've been there most of my life. Which is where I grew up, really. You know, growing up as a kid, we're out in San Bernardino area. Dude,
Okay.
And around maybe like around 7 or 8 years old, dude. I came over.
But did you come straight to Pasadena?
Yeah, Pasadena is where we essentially.
So you're from
grew
the
up.
Inland Empire?
No, San Gabriel Valley, sir.
Okay.
Is it in the Empire? I don't know.
I don't know.
You the trick question?
No, but were you in Riverside? You said
No,
before?
no. Oh, I'm sorry. In San Bernardino.
San Bernardino,
Is
right?
it, okay. So it's Inland Empire.
I think it's the Inland Empire, right? I don't know, man.
I don't know,
I might be wrong.
You're right.
man.
No. I think you're right, bro.
Okay,
I don't
brother.
know. I'm gonna
So-
say I'm wrong,
Dare
you're
you
right.
correct the guest?
Nah, dude, that's good. No.
Hey, I'm.
No,
Hey.
We're
I'm
gonna
just saying,
change
brother.
the maps. Whatever Chino says, that's the way it rolls.
Right.
That's it.
All right. It says San Gabriel. I'm going with that San Gabriel then.
Yeah, bro. San
Oh,
Gabriel.
yeah, that's way
I
up,
grew
bro.
up. Did the majority of my growing up, man.
So when did you start DJing?
You know, it was a buddy of mine that I went to junior high with. My buddy Carlos. We were in middle school together, and growing up together, we always had the passion of DJing. House parties were a big thing back then, and we always had the dream, of buying vinyl, buying records, and going out and showing up to these parties and playing, And so his thing was hip hop, my thing was house music, and we would ditch school, catch the bus, the 180, the 181, all the way out to Hollywood, and then make the hike all the way down to Melrose to go buy vinyl right there at Beat Nonstop and Wax Records and DMC and Fat Beats when it was there. So we started back I think it was around 8th grade, 9th grade, dude, when my buddy Carlos got his turntables, and that's when we just hibernated.
I need to add something here. Don't forget your son is sitting right there, bro.
Yeah.
He's about that age too. So
Yeah, if he wants to do it, I highly encourage it, man. But,
to ditch and go buy records.
yeah, why not, dude? He's got good grades. He can afford to do that. I'm not a a tyrant like that. Not when it comes to that, But
No.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well, one of the main questions everybody asks here is, what was your first record, the one that you purchased?
Oh shit!
First 12-inch.
I don't know. That I don't know, dude.
Let me see if I remember this correctly. Meeting in the ladies' room,
Correct.
Yeah, right on.
and then yours was Kano,
I'm ready.
and mine was Nice and Wild.
Yeah, no, man. That's cool that you guys remember that. The one thing that sticks out in me is the very first tape that I bought. The very first single tape, and it was MC Breed, "Ain't No Future in Your Front."
Oh
That-
man,
nice track.
Yeah, that was my ultimate. That's what I remember. That's the memory that sticks out. Not so much the vinyl, but tape. The very first.
So were you a hip hop guy at the beginning?
Yeah, hip hop and house. I mean,
Okay.
anything that just felt right.
Okay.
I think I like to incorporate the way I play is whatever feels good. Whatever moves me. When I try to do stuff that. Try to come up with a game plan, that is not typically what I really want, that's when I struggle. I struggle the most right there, trying to go somewhere else. And so I really just try to go based on feel.
Okay.
Feel. It's all feel
Right.
for me. It's
Okay.
got to just feel right, and just stay true to that. Stay true to that.
Okay. So what was your first? So you started playing house music. What year you started playing house music?
Oh,
you think?
shit. And,
you said middle school, right?
middle school, so like 95, 96, around there. 94.
Were you doing the hard house or what were you doing?
Well, yeah, hard house was how I originally. That was my first love of house music. That subgenre. But then it's just over the years, and then listening to Groove Radio. When Groove Radio
Yeah.
came around,
Yeah.
they started to play a stuff that was slower but deeper,
Right.
techier, progressive. And so and then I met my buddy Danilo. And my buddy Danilo introduced me to that style of house, because I introduced the hard house to him, and he introduced that style of house to me, and it was, and I embraced it. I embraced it more so much than actually hard house. Hard house, I still have a love for it, but you won't catch me really playing it because I don't know. I just I love it. The nostalgia feeling is there, but
You can just listen to it now.
yeah, I'll play it too. If the feeling is there. If I'm driving that direction.
What got you interested in DJing?
Cumbias.
Really?
You listening to cumbias, man. So my grandfather, he prided himself in the sound system that he had right there. I can't remember the stereo and the amp that he
So
had.
he was sonidero, kind of like those guys with the sound systems.
Not no more like a home system. It's just a home system, but it was that like big.
Was it like the
metal?
glass?
The big metal with like the nickel, not the nickel plate, but like maybe like
Stainless?
the stainless. There you go, the stainless steel one, dude, with the big knobs like that. Yeah.
Was it Sanyo? Sanyo? Was it Sanyo?
Yeah.
Sanyo, yeah, those
Big
were
old,
big
yeah.
knobs.
So my grandfather had that and Serving Vega speakers.
Good choice, good
big,
choice.
Yeah.
Big speakers, and I remember that being something that was like I just like it looked pretty. It looked pretty. Just to love to look at it. So he always had music, and after church, people would come to the house, and we would party in the garage that had like an orange shag carpet,
Ooh.
and
damn.
then there's a strobe light, and then it would go nighttime, and then it would pop off at the house. All the churches at our house and dancing cumbia, and I just have vivid memories of just sitting there seeing the strobe light go off. And then just the doom, 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 doom.
And this was on a Sunday?
Yeah. So we used to go to church on Saturdays.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story, dude. That's a whole nother story. But yeah. So, but yeah, and it would pop off, man. It would pop off, dude. And so that was my first original love that morphed into house music. That continuous beat of the cumbia sound, dude.
Well, my parents are South American. They're Peruvian. So I remember at the age of 5, they had the consolas.
Yeah.
And it was like Sonora Matancera. And like Saturday night, I'd go to sleep, whatever, 8, 9 o'clock at night.
Right.
Wake up the next morning, 7, 8 a.m., and they're still freaking dancing out there. They're still partying.
Yeah.
They would go on all night. And then they were cooking, again, another meal. They literally had 2 dinners. They had one dinner, and then they would make another, like, breakfast deal, and they would go through. And then, like you said, the music, it was just a variety. But it was definitely, like, salsa and, like, cumbias and all the other stuff. So it just, you enjoyed music.
Yeah.
My family's always been into music, and I guess that's why I enjoyed the music. I guess, I don't want to say most Latinos grow up in a music environment.
Yeah.
But we definitely did, and I'm sure you did.
But I did it with disco. My parents were disco people.
Right.
Really?
See.
Yeah, my dad was a discotheque guy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's badass.
Yeah.
They used to put the clothes on and the dress, and they used to go out to discotheques.
My dad was so proud. My dad joined the record pool back in the day, the Colombian House stuff with the 1 penny. So that was his record pool. So like he would get literally records sent to the house, and then he would have. I remember the one year. This goes way back. I remember he got the Soul Train's greatest hits, and it came through, and he was playing all that. So now you got like Barry White, you have like Marvin Gaye, and you have all these different things in the house. So they were eclectic, but when it comes down to them really getting and enjoying that music, it was always salsa.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, me, like I said, I don't have a lot of knowledge of Spanish music. People always look at me weird when I say that.
I'm not looking at you weird right now.
Yeah, it's because I didn't grow up with it. Even though we're Latinos, my parents were all immigrants, but we had English music going all the time. So I'm like heavy influence, Donna Summers, the Bee Gees. That's all I used to hear at the house and in the car.
Nice.
So that's why I'm a big fan of that music. But,
You want to hear something in trip is I remember my dad purchased the 50th anniversary of the Sonora Matancera. This was back in the 70s. And I still have that record in that.
Yeah, but stop looking at me weird. Like,
Wow. Oh, damn, bro. Just because you grew up in Pasadena doesn't mean,
no, dude, but just didn't have that Spanish music going at the house.
It explains a lot, but,
Back when I was younger, 9 years younger than my brother, rest in peace, we would share the room, and he would play Evelyn Champagne King, the Jacksons, and, I was like, wow. And I still have those records too.
Those are nice. I mean, yeah, those are things that I won't get rid of.
Don't get rid of it, man. It's the memory's still
memories,
alive, man.
man.
The memory's still alive as long as you got that.
But
Yeah.
he would go back and forth, from the soulful stuff to rock. That's how I got into a
Right.
rocker.
Right.
He had Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin and all those records. I still have all the originals, man.
Were you ever into classic rock? Because that's how kind of we started. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, like I said, whatever feels good, man. I had an uncle, man, that gave me his record collection. My uncle Dave, man. He hooked me up with a bunch of Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd.
Oh yeah.
Wow,
You
good.
know,
Yeah.
records, and I was into the Doors as well. I guess the main ones, right?
Right.
There's other ones, but classic rock for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Dude, man, you got Bob Seger. You got like I mean, we had Creedence. My dad actually used to listen to that as well too. So I mean,
Right.
it's just like it was an eclectic taste of music in my house, but primarily salsa and Spanish.
So the cumbias got you into DJing,
Yeah, 100% because
or was it what the cumbias were generating in the place, which was generating a vibe and
Just
generation of
But just the repetition is just slower,
Right.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
But it was just that, just the repetition, of the beat,
Mhm.
and then from there to disco, Anita Baker right there,
you
know,
go.
yeah, dude, that ring, it's Anita
Ring My
Baker,
Bell,
Ring My
yeah.
Bell, right?
Ring My-
Yeah, dude, that record for me was a turning point, right?
Oh, no,
for me.
wait. Which one?
no, I need
Ring
a
up-
Anita Ward.
Anita Ward.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Baker's the other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, I was Anita something, man.
And I said, yeah, but I knew where you was going.
Even though that
There you go.
drummer on that track, man, that
Yeah.
dude's all over the place, right,
I
Paulie?
gotta say this
Don't ride
again.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't
Don't
write.
ride
You
it.
you don't like it?
No,
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 I'm saying don't ride the mix with that live drummer. He's
that
like-
drummer, he's
he does-
everywhere,
He would do
dude.
the fills and the rolls, and then if you're doing a mix, it's like
Oh, yeah.
It's a live drummer, but-
riding that pitch. man.
Jeez, that track is
Live musicians.
that
that's
track
all it
is. You got to get in and get out of it quick.
Can-
You know,
can
it's a
we
great
take
track.
Second here and take a look at Mr. 7-6. He's not in this planet again. Look at him.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just.
He's in it.
Yeah, he's in the
dude.
mix.
He's
He's
in
in the mix.
Yeah.
Still
But
in it.
I've
He's
seen
still
a
in it.
similar look on your face when you're into it.
Yeah, and it's once I'm in it, then I don't know what the fuck I look like.
Bro,
I
you're
don't know-
just
I don't
like-
know what I'm doing, dude. I'm there.
I
you know?
remember, like I said, the very first time. How long ago was the very first time you came by? Do you remember now? It's got to be at least over 4.
It was like when I first joined you guys. It's about 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Bro, because I remember he came through, man, and he broke out with a vinyl stack of records, and I was like, this guy's going to do vinyl.
Yeah.
And he killed it.
You know who suggested you
Who's
to
it?
me was John Guzman.
Okay. Yeah, John's a good dude.
He's like, hey, because I had first joined the team, and then I'm like, I'm gonna bring in some guest DJs,
Yeah.
and John's like, you got to bring in my boy Chino.
Yeah.
That boy's bad. I'm like, okay, so I checked you out on Facebook and videos. I'm like, yes, he is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, man. John is good, man. He always felt what I was trying to do. That's what DJ was to me, man. It's just that one person that come up to you at the end of the night.
Always.
Like, hey, man. Hey, that was dope.
That's all.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Exactly.
Yeah, everybody else can hate it, man. But one person came up
I-
to me.
yeah.
And understood.
That's always appreciated when one guy comes over
Right.
and say, "Hey, dude, you killed it, bro."
Yeah, that's what I still chase.
Oh yeah.
I still chase that. That's anything else. I guess that's part of the reason why I'm not on social media anymore. You know what I mean? Because it's easy for it to fall into that.
You're
How many,
influenced.
yeah,
Right,
how
yeah.
many people see you and all this? It's just
You,
I mean, I got rid of once the pandemic hit and then I'm just sitting here just looking at other people's stuff and
Yeah.
spending a lot of time doing it.
right.
And it kind of became more than what I just initially opened it up for. It's just to promote myself. I don't have nothing to promote, so then why? And so I'm still not out there, and I'm raising my girls and my other all 5 kids and my wife at the house, and then. So it's a blessing when I get called over here, to come because I appreciate that you guys feel it and want me to come back.
Oh, yeah.
But more importantly,
You kidding?
because honestly, there's nothing really going on that I'm doing.
Right.
Because my life is so preoccupied with so many other things and I'm trying to push forward. There's always gonna be this will never leave me, and I'm glad that I can come here to actually release that what's inside me at that moment.
Okay.
Now I feel a sense of accomplishment because I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. You're a sick DJ. When we were transitioning over to 7-6, I said you were one of the hardest working DJs I know.
Mm.
I meant to say that in the sense of a family.
Right.
You said you had 5 kids, bro, and he's the sole bread provider. His wife was going to school, or she's still going to school,
Yeah,
correct?
she's still going to school.
Bro, I mean, you know what it's like just raising 2 kids, 3 kids.
Yeah.
It's difficult, and this gentleman does it for 5, and we'll talk, and he's like, hey man, I'm gonna work some overtime, and he's whatever chance he can to make some extra money, he does that.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of respect for a person like yourself,
Yeah,
bro. So
very
seriously,
cool.
man. So
yeah, it's
and on top of that, I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
and a sick DJ too. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
And humble.
Yeah, no, because you know what, dude? And I think about, I try not to take all this shit too serious. I got plans, that I want to do, but, every time I find myself, like, being upset about things, things are not going my way, I bring myself back and just tell myself, whatever it is I'm going through around, this is like a first world kind of problem, There's so many things out there. There's so much worse than,
Right.
I mean, you're still in it. You're still stressed out and stuff like that, but it just let people that have it a lot worse, It's just trying to really appreciate what it is that we have, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The things
Exactly.
because it's so easy to be complacent, and that's a reoccurring theme, that I want to try to not let become so frequent anymore in my life, you know what I mean? More just
gotta live that philosophy.
align myself in this in the goals more so than pleasures. You know what I mean?
So the things that
pleasure,
really
be
matter.
selfish. Self pleasures, dude. Because I got I'm raising a family too, and then I gotta try to make solid people, concrete people. Solid in their convictions. And then if I'm stair stepping, then that's the example that they have.
Right.
So I think about these things.
I remember you called me up and said, "Hey George, I just want to let you know, man." He goes, you're not going to see me on Facebook, so don't think that I'm just unfriending you or whatever, man. I'm just closing all my accounts." And I've heard other people say the exact same thing, and then they're right back on social media within 2-3 months, man. And that's why I asked you earlier today. This is what, like over a year now?
I don't know. It's a while, dude. But I don't know. I don't keep track. I don't keep track of it, dude. Honestly.
Again, one more thing to be impressed about. One more thing to respect about you, bro.
Yeah.
So seriously.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a tool. People still use it, and that's how they want to get. I'm not trying to knock it at all, dude. It's just, it's not for me right now. And I say it right now because I could go back to it. I don't know. It's all circumstantial. Mm-hmm. It's all circumstantial, dude. So, well, we'll see. We'll see how we get there.
So, your buddy got the 1200s first?
Yeah. My buddy Carlos, he's the one that got 1200s first, and we just hibernated for weeks. We just went through with 2 records, with a Tribe Called Quest record and a DJ Spooky record.
Did you already know how to mix by then?
No, dude. We were trying to mix with cassette tapes on the mixer, 2 cassette tapes in the mixer, and trying
okay. So before the turntable, you guys were using cassette?
Cassette tapes. Yeah.
Okay. And then
That's crazy.
Yeah.
and then he picked up a couple 12s.
He's the one that, because his family owns a restaurant.
Okay.
And he would work to clean the restaurant, whether it was early in the morning or late at night when they closed. And I spent so much time with them. I would help clean the restaurant, and we did this for a long time. For a few years. For a few years, dude, I was with them all the time, spending the night at his house, and we were just getting better together.
Do you remember the mixer you guys had?
It was a Newmark. I don't know which model, but it was a Newmark mixer. It was 2-channel, and then the fader was super hard. It was super hard, back and forth. It was just an old, tiny Newmark. I remember that. I don't remember which one it was, dude. But
Did you guys build a sound system too to do parties, or were you guys just doing sessions?
just do sessions for the most part. I mean, like, he got more into like I said, the whole hip hop thing, and he had like he had his uncle make a microphone booth for him. So he was trying to do, but that never really. I mean, we made a couple, songs that he has on his computer, but it never went past that. It's just.
So you were producing.
No, not producing, just playing a beat.
Okay.
And then you try to rap
So
over it.
were you rapping too, or was he?
Yeah, a little bit, but
so you're a rapper.
No, I just fuck around, dude. I was just making dumb raps,
Right.
I just talk shit.
You did some
I
hip.
wasn't trying to.
You weren't giving a message out. You were just like.
no, man. I was just trying to be a clown.
Okay. Okay.
Honestly.
So who were you guys looking up to at those times for hip hop?
Oh, it was a lot of the East Coast, the Wu-Tang, and Black Moon, and just yeah, man. I and then some West Coast too. Obviously, man, we got the Far Side out here.
Yeah.
The Alcoholics. but and like Freestyle Fellowship, we like Freestyle Fellowship too, and but it was an eclectic thing. It was just that, but at that time, because that's what I mean, it was his shit,
Right.
And it's what he wanted to do. Well, let's do it. We're not gonna go to his house and tell him what's up,
Right.
Yeah, he made sure that I didn't, So
Right.
he has a strong character like that.
Now, were you a scratcher?
He was. I tried. I did. But that wasn't my thing, man.
No.
I wanted smooth transitions with 4 turntables. You know what I mean? That was my.
Shoot.
That's what I was shooting for. I still haven't really. I've done it a few times, dude, but I haven't taken the time to sit there and come up, put the practice in to make 4 tracks constantly bubble.
Wow, yeah.
Coming up after another. So it's just like I said, when I'm able to do it,
Yeah.
So what was your buddy's DJ name?
He's still a DJ, man. He was a Power 106 DJ until the pandemic, the layoffs or whatnot, dude. But DJ Los, he's still doing it. He's still out there at clubs, It's just not under the Power 106 name anymore, But that's like.
Did he just stayed in the hip hop
He's
world?
still, dude. He's what he does, man. He's what he does. He's still, now that the club scene is on and cracking again, he'll still play. He plays out like at UCLA games and the Kings games. He
Wow.
has that contract,
Okay.
He's that guy,
Wow.
So he stuck with it. He stuck with the dream, man. That's
Okay.
why, because him and I said we're not gonna give up, and I did. I got distracted with.
Well, you got a family,
smoking.
bro.
Well, no, it was before then.
Oh, okay.
It was fucking partying, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Partying with girls,
So that distracted you from the dream?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So he didn't get distracted.
He did, but I mean, he just had he's just a different person, man. He just has a different work ethic, I should say. You know what I mean? Not that he's better. His just work ethic is different than mine, dude.
Okay.
It's a lot more, it's more in focus, more in tune to this is what I'm gonna do, and it was hard really for anybody to kind of sway him. He's his own person, dude.
So did you guys kind of split ways?
No, dude.
No?
No, it's just life happens. No, he lives around the corner from where I'm at,
Okay.
And I'll hit him up, and we'll probably see each other maybe once a month, maybe, man. And maybe once every 2 months, But we'll talk on the phone, just to see what's up, just to chime in, But I mean, all my buddies know that I'm super busy, super busy because as they stop inviting me to come do things, because I'll say, yeah, I'll check it out. I want to go, and then, no, man, I can't go.
So what was your first own gear that you got?
The very first thing that I got was a Vestex mixer, Vestex 06 Pro. So that was like a DJ battle mixer, where like I would see like I believe that it was the Invisible Scratch Pickles that used to promote that mixer,
model? Yeah.
that model right there, for battling.
Right.
And so I got that, and then I got my 1200s, because I bought that mixer first because it was a good deal. Somebody got it and he was selling it for super cheap, and I had the money, so I did that. I bought that, and then the 1200s came after.
Okay. So were you doing parties at all, or you just always stayed in the studio?
Yeah, at the house, at my buddy's house, or somebody's house. You know what I mean? So.
When did you? I mean, I don't know if this is a real good question here or not, but when did you realize that you could actually DJ?
As soon as I wanted to do it, you know what I mean? It was just a matter of fact of just figuring out how to do it because I felt it, I felt the music, and I know I can do it. I know I can do that. I know I can do what this guy just did, but better in my head.
Mm-hmm.
In my head, not to sound like cocky before.
No.
I even touched anything, but I had a very specific vision of how I would do it, what 2 songs I would play together. On how I would do it different. I mean, I was really, really into it then. More so than I am now, you know what I mean? I mean, everything was just focused, laser focused on that, And so, yeah.
Let me ask you this, dude. When did you discover keys?
Keys. Oh shit. You know what? The keys. I
Do you key mix at all?
No. I still don't. I still just go by ear. And I mean, I understand it a little bit, but I've never designated a whole set based off of keys ever.
Yeah, because I mean, we had people here a few weeks back, and I noticed on his vinyl that he had his keys written down.
Oh,
so I was like, wow. And it said, he told a story about him doing key mixing on key, even with
Yeah.
vinyl, that
Yeah.
he would write down the keys on his vinyl.
Sure, sure.
So that would, you know what I mean?
It makes sense, dude. And the circle was a circle of fifths, you know. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it makes sense. But I didn't know, I guess, music theory like that. You know, I just went out based off
Okay.
year. You know.
You kind of just like, I mean, you're actually a sick DJ. So did you have somebody mentor you, or did you ever like kind of group up with somebody and say, hey, this is kind of the way you should mix, or did you just did it on your own?
I tried, you know, the local DJs did, and they're all fucking assholes. I was just that fucking kid that was asking, what's the name of that record? What's that name? What's the name? Show me, you know? Make me a mix. Come on, show me how to do it, you know? And everybody says, yeah, but I was just that annoying kid.
You just did it on your
annoying everybody, dude.
Riley, come here.
It was, you know, annoying everybody, and nobody really gave me the love, the love to actually show me. So it was just me and my buddy Carlos, dude. We just fucking bothered me.
So who gave you guys first break at who let you? Did you get behind at a club at a?
For me, dude, it was A.G.H. A.G.H. Mora is the one that really and Carlos Fernandez. You know, so those my old partners from the therapy. It was with them. It was really Carlos. Carlos Fernandez is the one that thought of doing a party. And A.J. Mora just happened to just be at the bar where we would hang out and drink. You know, you just come up, have drinks, and we just got to talking, and so Carlos asked me first, and I was like, yeah, man, fuck yeah, let's play. There was the Old Town pub right there in Old Town Pasadena right there. This is where we first started to play at, because he would frequent there so much, and he got to know the owner of that place, and so we would go over there and I told him, dude, we gotta get somebody else. I'm not gonna fucking play the whole night, dude. You know, and it's just like, well, let's fucking ask AJ, dude. And we asked AJ, and that's how it all started, dude. So AJ, it was Carlos for the idea, and AJ because he had the weight behind him. You know, people knew who he was, and he vouched for me. He really did. You know, so I'll always be thankful to those two guys to get me into the house scene in Los Angeles. You know, and from there, you know, it's just, you know, whoever heard me and whoever I network with, you know.
What was your most memorable set that you played at? That it was just like,
I think it was maybe a 4th of July set that we were doing parties right there at the fuck's the name of that place right there? It's in the Chinatown. The
Hong Kong Cafe.
No.
oh,
I can't believe it's escaping me.
General something. That
No.
one?
It's fuck, I can't remember the start. No.
Oh yeah. But isn't that the Hong Kong Cafe now?
Oh, I don't know. I don't go.
Upstairs?
No, it's down the upstairs and downstairs.
Yeah.
They had clubs on Wednesdays and shit like
Right.
that.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. The Grand Star.
The Grand Star.
The
Right.
Grand Star. There it is. The Grand Star, dude. And it was like a 4th of July weekend, and just everything lined up right there. What you want to see as a DJ, for me at least, is you want people to see dancing. Obviously, people are gonna dance, but there's, you know, levels to dancing. There's, you know, just bobbing, you know, just kind of just there,
Right.
to actually moving side to side and talking to people, to nobody's talking, everybody's moving,
Yeah,
and then people
that's
got their
awesome.
eyes closed, and that's what I accomplished that night,
Okay.
that day, dude. It was because it was an afternoon party, day party,
Mhm.
and yeah, everything just clicked for me that day, you know.
You can make no mistakes. You would just
No, nothing. It just
no, but I mean, I'm just saying it just
You got
it
a
all
groove.
clicked.
I was just in it. I was just in the groove right there, dude. And so, yeah.
That's cool.
It's actually
Yeah.
great. I mean, there's been events. I mean, Wizard was DJ over at Quiet Canyon. I can still remember seeing him there, and then like the whole dance floor, everybody's just dancing.
Yeah, it was cool that the DJ booth, we had the dance floor right in front of us, and then there was another dance floor all the way across the building. There was a bar that separated both dance floors. So we never knew how that second dance floor was. And then we had little TV monitors in the DJ booth, so we would watch the second dance floor on the monitor. And yeah, if we were losing the floor over there, change the music. You're losing the floor over there. I'm like, it's packed over here. No, but we want both floors packed. All right.
My greatest memory, one of the greatest memories, we were doing a party for LBA and Ship for CSUN. And that weekend, they had us at the Palace. And the management let us in. We were there, and then management came up and said, "Hey, do you guys have another DJ? Because we have so many people here that we need to open up the other dance floor." Because they had 2 up there. So they opened it up, and we had this, cut the team in half. 2 DJs over there, 2 DJs over here, and then we were switching. And that was just like, I looked up at one point, and it was just a mass of people, and they were all just swaying, and it just looked like a little wave. And it was one of the coolest memories of DJing at an event. And, I haven't had an event like that in a long time. But those things they're sick,
Right.
Now,
And-
is there a DJ that you have played with, like superstar status, or you want to play alongside with, or?
I mean,
Aside from us.
yeah. The Bolly Wizard.
Yeah, it's a legend right there, bro. It's a legend.
Yeah.
40 years.
Yeah,
man.
40
Jeez.
years. Player for years. There you go.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, I played alongside means, you're right next to each other. I've never, with a big DJ, ever, I mean, I played on the same bill as other big DJs, but I wouldn't go as far as say that I play side by side with anybody, I just, it just I never was able to talk to them like that, to get on that level, you know what I mean? Because it takes, I could go up there and want to be like, hey, what's going on, man, and they're receptive, reciprocate what I'm throwing out there. But then they don't go so far because they don't know who I am. I don't know.
Right.
We're just the guy hiring them,
Right.
I'm just the guy, paying them, And so, I'm not gonna force it. You know what I mean? Either it happens naturally, or it does. I guess the last time that I played out by the Mount High. My buddy Devin, man, hooked that up. Dude, we were playing out there at that ski resort in Mount High, and it's a guy named Pillow Talk that I've never heard of. I looked him up, and apparently he's accomplished. He's well accomplished. He's well known, and he was super cool, man. So I always say him, the Pillow Talk, dude. He was super humble, super just like, hey, we're just regular guys just trying to have a good time, and at the end of it said like, man, let's all go back to back, All
Nice.
right,
Yeah,
all right,
cool.
dude. That's what I'm talking about, that camaraderie, dude.
That's awesome.
Unfortunately, these people that you want to hire that are gonna bring the crowds in, they have their own agenda, man. And I'm not trying to convince anybody of, let's do this together. If it doesn't happen organically, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want anything to be forced. I'm sorry. It's just not gonna feel right. I'm not gonna be able to do my thing the way I wanted to come out. It's not gonna come. It's just gonna be forced. And then it's like, why bother?
Are you friends, or do you know that female DJ Bubble Wrap?
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Yeah, she's cool, man.
Yeah.
She's way cool, dude.
Yeah.
I've listened to some of the stuff that she's actually mixed down a couple of tracks for my buddies.
Oh, wow.
That produced, and then they sent it to her to try to, to equalize it, whatever, mix it.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, no, she's super cool, man. She's talented, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
therapy is you, Joey Avila,
No, I'm not involved in therapy anymore. There's their thing, yeah.
but you were a part of therapy at one
Yeah,
time.
yeah. It's like when it first started with me, A.G.H, and Carlos, and then it grew a little bit, but then I left. I left to Texas, and then from Texas, I was working all over the United States. I was traveling for work a lot, and I would still, and then and therapy came a joint venture between, therapy and the revival crew guys right there in Alhambra, and we just we formed a group called Full Circle, and then we started having the Full Circle parties where it's just like
Didn't you and
I want to see one of those parties.
Brooks Wilkinson and somebody else have like a little team going on for a little bit?
yeah, no, I mean that's the full
Full Circle,
that's the
yeah.
full circle.
okay,
That's
okay.
the full circle, yeah. And so because Brooks was the revival guy,
Brooks is another cool cat.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
he's
super cool cat.
Yeah, he's super talented guy.
Yeah.
And so that's when we started throwing parties with them.
I would love to do that. We had A.J. and Orlando here, and
Yeah.
they went back to back.
Yeah.
Dude, that was like, it was cool. That was
Yeah,
that whole
that's
Just
vibe.
watching them, man.
It was just like they were talking to each other. They were
they
giving
were,
each other
they were
signs.
talking shit to each
You know,
other, like,
but they
"Hey,
were
that's
killing
all
it,
right,
you know?
this and that, and
Yeah.
they were like sending little
Oh, yeah.
hand signals.
Those
and-
guys got chemistry, man. These
Yeah,
guys got
they do.
chemistry.
They
They
do.
go back. Those guys have each other's back. Tough,
yeah,
you know,
because
they-
there's
hardcore.
times that people will be back to back and they don't vibe.
Yeah.
off each other.
Yeah,
the
it's-
guy
it-
plays
right.
something banging, then the next guy comes in and just drops the energy. And
Yeah.
these guys were just like
Yeah. Yeah.
more and more and more. It was cool.
And
It was
they
so
were
cool.
talking shit the whole time to each
Yeah,
other too.
yeah.
And, but
Yeah.
it was cool, you know, and it was actually cool. Then we had Joey and Bernard Thomas here as well.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah,
And that was another great vibe.
yeah. They worked good together.
I'm gonna try to see if one day we can get all of those guys, including yourself,
Yeah,
including Brooks here one day, and then that would be one heck of a show. And that day, I definitely would want to just sit down and watch.
Yeah,
and listen.
we'll sit it out.
Yeah, because
Just sit
Yeah,
out and
no.
watch.
Yeah,
Listen.
man.
I'm with it, man. I'm with it because yeah, like I said, AJ, man, he's always been very seamless, dude. When he plays, man, his thing is very very seamless, dude. And Orlando's always at that high energy, man. I as a DJ, I respect those guys, you know, very much. You know, when they play their art form, that specifically that right there.
So, what type of house music are you into now?
Yeah, it's still the same. Like I got tech house, kind of like that drive.
I'm
you
a
know?
guy, yeah.
Yeah, I like tech, man. That's where my heart's at. You know, I dabble in other things. I'll venture left or right or up or down. You know, but you know, tech house is where my heart's at. Dude. Just that drive.
Yeah, no, I love it.
Yeah.
I love tech house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, right on, man.
All right, guys. I think it's 7-6 up at 5.
He's got about 5 minutes,
Yeah,
8,
well,
something like that.
Okay, so then I guess it is time to have Mr. Morales set
Well,
up.
thank you, Mr. Morales, for joining us.
Oh no, I appreciate it, man. This is kind of cool, man. That you guys made it up to talking, having a podcast. It's fucking badass.
Yeah,
dude.
That's Mr.
George is
George
like,
here.
you know what? We've been having so many guests here, and we don't even talk to them. I'm gonna start bringing my podcast stuff.
Yeah, no, this is
It's cool. It
this is
works
way
out.
cool,
Yeah, there's so many great stories, and I want to record them. I want to, you know what I mean?
That's how it happened because like A.G. and all those people, we were all sitting here having a long conversation with everybody. Everybody's kind of going, like doing little flashbacks or telling us about events. And like, oh, I was there. I remember that.
Yeah,
And there's so much going on in the background that you never know.
yeah.
And George is like, we should be.
Yeah, this should be recorded,
Recorded.
man.
Yeah, a lot of great
Posterity.
stories, a lot of club stories, a lot of LA history going through here, and it needs to be put down.
When
No.
Peebo was here, he was dropping some stories, and we were just like, wow.
Dude, people, you know who people is?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I didn't know that he discovered Kid Frost. He signed Ice-T.
Right.
And that whole freestyle era, a lot of the tracks that everybody enjoys would have never really been out if it wouldn't have been for this gentleman. He's the one that actually brought those tracks out.
Yeah.
So that's good. And
Yeah,
George, little applause for George because George is the guy that's actually been doing this. So
Good idea, sir.
yeah.
Thank you,
We
sir.
applaud you.
Well, I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate you coming in,
Yeah, no, man,
sharing
this
your
is
story
cool.
with us, brother.
No, I appreciate that.
Looking forward to your set right now, brother. I'm a tech guy, so I'm gonna be right there with you, my brother.
All right, don't judge me too hard, sir.
Just to let you know in advance, he has scorecards.
Oh,
No, I
shit.
don't, brother.
He's gonna
No,
be,
I just
you know,
I
posting
feel the
up.
vibe, my brother.
Yeah.
I'm in the groove, bro.
And
That's
Paul
all.
likes to flash the DJs while you're playing. So
Yeah.
But that's why I come for it. And I wouldn't come
What,
for
for the
anything
flashing?
else. Yeah, for the flashing. Yeah, whatever.
You're like, I heard Paulie does that flashing. I'm gonna get down.
It's the sexy man right there.
Oh, like that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
No worries, dude.
We'll catch you on the next cast.